Guys, does anybody want to be on YouTube today? Who? Who said it? Croy? Croy, come on in. All right, Croy's going to be on YouTube today. All right, so Croy, he's right over here. So guys, we are talking about scoring from the top position for last week. So the same position as we were doing on Wednesday, Croy. And we're going to be talking about just a few ideas. So when Croy's in front of me, when he's in a seated guard, I have to deal with a large amount of issues. First of all, I got to deal with his hands. He could do many different things with his hands. He can go for my legs, he can go for my neck, he can make grips on me. I have to deal with his legs. He can do double ankle sweeps, he can go to shin on shin, he can go to delahivas, etc. So I have so many things that I need to deal with. Also, Croy, put one hand behind your back, on the floor. And if I go forward, Croy, just back away. Exactly. So now he has a very good ability to back away, but furthermore, if I'm a little bit tired, I'm trying to stall and I'm a little tired, Croy, come at me. He's able to really easily close the distance on me and start to go for single legs and things like that as well. So he has very good movement from a seated position, right? So a general idea a lot of times is when I'm passing, a lot of times I want to find ways to get my training partner on their back. And now that they're on their back, now their movement is limited. Now they're not moving around as well. And now I pretty much just have to deal with the legs in various ways. And now I'm able to start to get around my training partner's legs, right? So most of the time, to get my training partner on their back, I need some form of a push. And a lot of times when I'm pushing, and it's going to look like this, Croy, just have your feet a little closer together, yep. I'm going to start to move, Croy's going to follow me. And as I start to push, Croy's going to get a nice 2-on-1 on me just like this, exactly. All right, so this is a very strong 2-on-1. Once we're in this 2-on-1, all right, he has such a good control over me. He can push my leg, put my arm here, go for single legs. He can go for different guards, etc. So I need to break this ASAP. So I'm going to be in a good stance. I'm going to bend my knees, having one leg back. I'm going to make a grip on the hand that's in front of me, and I'm going to break the grip wherever the gap is between his thumb and his fingers, just like that. As soon as I break that grip, I'm going to do a elbow strike towards my own hip. For a moment in time, I have a grip on Croy. Croy doesn't have anything on me. I'm going to take an inverse grip on him just like this, and Croy, the first one, don't block me, okay? And then I'm going to sprint around Croy, and I'm going to get all the way to side control, just like this. So this pass actually can work really great if I have fast twitch fibers. Like if I'm very fast and very explosive, a lot of times I can circle and find my way around. We have a student here, Bulat, who is really good at this pass and gets a lot of people with it, gi and no gi. He grabs the pants or grabs the grip and just runs around. But not all of us are as fast like that, so we're gonna meet somewhere in the middle. It means we're gonna meet like perpendicular. So as soon as Croy has a grip, I break one, I break two, I make my grip. As I'm circling, Croy's gonna fall to his side. He's going to start to frame, and he's going to keep his knees nice and tight into his body. Guys, when his knee and elbow are connected here, there's just nowhere for me to go into side control, right? This is a really good shield. So what I need to do is I need to create a space, and I need to open up this pocket so that I can park in that space. So one of the best ways to do that is to switch to a hip and knee. So I'm going to put my hand on his knee, and the other hand goes on his hip. Notice my head position, guys. My head is constantly pushing Croy's knee away to flatten his hips and to make sure that he doesn't use this leg now to break the grip on his hip, okay? Or to push me away with that foot and regard. Exactly. So when I'm here, I need to make sure that my head is right at that knee, so he's unable to do all of those things. Now all I'm gonna do is circle towards Croy's hips, and his knees point away from me, and be nice and snug right behind him, just like that, okay? Guys, newer students get very excited here because side control is right there. But a lot of times what's going to happen is you're going to do this big motion with your arm to grab their head, and as you go, they're going to block and they're going to hip escape off that. Boom, and then regard. And all your hard work just disappeared. So just make sure that when you're going to side control, you know that they're going to look to intercept you. So as I go, all I got to do is pummel my hand on the inside and grab his neck before he's able to grab my bicep. Okay, so that last detail is very, very important. So you're able to get your 3, you're able to score your points. Okay, so again, once more. So I'm in a good stance. I'm in front of Croy, I'm moving around, he's following me, I start to push, or he gets a 2-on-1 on me before I'm even able to push. I make a grip, 1, 2, as soon as I go, I'm grabbing his ankle and I'm circling behind him. As that's happening, Croy blocks me by going to his back and by becoming nice and small. I switch to a hip and knee. As soon as I go from the hip and knee, I circle down toward the hips and I end up in this position just like that. Now, as I go, Croy tries to block, so I circle my hand on the inside and I grab his neck before he's able to grab my bicep and hip escape off my bicep, okay? Guys, when we're in this position, the part 2 for the more experienced students is sometimes in this position, the person is gonna invert. So they're gonna go onto their elbow, they're gonna create that space, exactly, and they're gonna get their legs in front of you. This is a very common reaction. So, if you feel like that's happening, as they start to go onto that shoulder, I'm actually gonna lift their hips and I'm gonna base with my hand and I'm gonna put my knee right into that little spot like this. Once I'm here with Croy, If I don't do anything with this leg, if it stays on the floor, Croy can actually move himself back and get to a side control on the opposite side. So what I need to do is, as soon as I have my knee, good, okay, by the way, really good, is I gotta put my foot right on his calf muscle. So Croy starts with that back roll. He finds that difficult, and now I can get my hook in, and now I'm gonna start to hip escape up, catch his shoulder line, lift him up, find my seatbelt, and put my second hook. Or if he's covering, I'm gonna open him up as always, and then I'm gonna put my second hook. So that may happen too. The person may turtle / invert, and as they're doing that, peek your knee in there, step on their calf muscle, and take their back, all right? So as soon as we get to the spot, as I recognize they start to invert, go, 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 I assist him by lifting his knee out, and I bring my knee just like this, and I step on his foot like that, all right? Just to give me enough time to put this hook in, go to their shoulder line. Here, guys, don't throw the hook, because you throw the hook, we are misaligned. He's gonna bring his shoulders onto the floor and belly button towards me. Exactly, he's gonna squirm out like that, all right? So make sure that when you're taking the person's back, when you get here and you get your hook, you hip escape up, you get height, and then you put your hook in, so it's harder for them to do that in the last finishing touch, all right? This is just for the experienced students that know what I'm talking about. If you're like, invert, why would you invert? No, forget about it. Just do the first piece, go to side control. We're gonna keep it simple. Cool? Let's go, guys. Part one, we didn't really explicitly talk about it. It's very natural that the person is gonna have their elbows away from the body. Croy, can you go on top of me real quick? So if I am able to get this on Croy here, and switch your stance, Croy, let's say. Exactly, okay? Croy, run at me. Look, I can use this really well to defend myself, right? I can push this away. Also, not only can I push this towards him, I can push it to the side so that I have access to his legs and I have access to his legs. Also, from here, I can start to switch to drags. From here, I could pull him in as well, and I can start to go for a reverse del hiva, things like that. So this is a very, very useful grip for me to have. And then when it's away from my body, I'm able to kind of move it around, right? But if I really want to keep this arm, and I want to do other things like move the Maria legs and stuff like that, let's say I want to start to go for reverse kimuras, a lot of times I'm going to keep this really close to my body, all right? Now, when it's close to my body, it's going to be, he feels it's going to be much harder for him to break this grip, right? So when I'm on top of Croy, all right, you have to recognize that and feel their elbows connected to their body. Now their grip is very strong, right? So I'm pushing him. Yeah, exactly. I just feel like it's so hard for me to break this. The bad news is I can't break it. The good news is that Croy now is one unit. So Croy, don't do anything, okay? Look, if I push Croy, he collapses, and now I'm able to get into good passing positions. Now I'll break the grip later, and then I'm going to look to pass. Whereas when his elbows were away from his body, if I push him, nothing really happens because he's more wavy, right? He's able to balance himself a lot better like this than he is like this, right? So Croy, if he is smart, as I push him, he's going to post with his hand. Exactly. When he posts with his hand, look at the trajectory of his body. Look where his limbs are facing. His knees are facing this way, and now that pass that I'm going to do in a second is wide open for me. So I'm going to break that grip, same as we broke before. I'm going to take this hand, I'm going to make that same inverse grip. This time when I run around, it's going to be much easier because he's facing away from me. So as I run behind him, stay there. I'm going to immediately look to grab as close to his wrist as I can. Once I grab that wrist, Tim, I pull it in, and now I have Croy in a very strong handcuff position, all right? Croy starts to move around. He's going to feel that it's quite difficult for him to move around because, again, this arm is completely stuck. Here you can do a number of things. One of the easiest things that you're able to do is going underneath their tricep, underneath the armpit, and grabbing the meat of their trap muscle with your fingers like this. This is called the claw. So if I dig my fingers like that, it's called the claw. And we can see why. From here, sometimes they're going to do the job for you. Other times, I'm going to bring my knee a little bit closer, sit using the claw to bring him up, step over him, and now bringing him all the way to that side. Once I'm here to get points, make sure you put your hook. 1, 2, 3, I got my points. But a lot of times, since I have this claw, I can also punch it down, and I can trap that arm already, and then I can start to go to my seatbelts, kimura grips, and I can already start to go for finishes on his neck. So it all depends on your skill level, it all depends on the tournament, depends on the format, depends on how much control you want to have, how many points you're up already, you're down, etc. There's going to be many factors, but I'm still going to be able to win based on any of those factors, all right? So again, I'm moving around Croy, and as I'm moving around, I push him, you get the corner, but now it's very tight to his body, it's strong. So immediately I go 1, he posts, I break, I sprint, and I'm going to that wrist immediately. I pull it in to collapse him. Once I'm collapsing him, guys, now I'm going to get underneath this arm, and I'm going to bring my hand behind his neck. Guys, when you're here, I encourage you to pause and let the person on the bottom do the work for you. Croy, start to move around. As he moves around, it's so much easier to take their back once they start to move and squirm a little bit, because they're a lot of times going to give you that space that you need to go. Oh, I was here a couple of weeks ago when we did the straight jacket. Great. Bop, bop, and now we're on our straight jacket that we did a couple of weeks ago. you can go and rehearse that and practice that same moves that we did. All the stuff that we do in some way or another is connected, so you can start to refresh your memory and connect all those dots that we did previously. Cool? Any questions, guys, before we proceed? We're good to go? Awesome.